Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. Excuse me. Today I'll be making a box, a pen box that measures 7.5 by 11 inches. So on the 7.5 side, I'm scoring at 1 inch, okay, then 2 and 5/8 of an inch, then 4 and 2/8, and then 5 and 7/8. Excuse me. Okay, then I will now turn my cardstock, okay, to the longer side, to the 11-inch side, and then score at 1 and 5/8. Okay, I'll score at 1 and 5/8, and then the next part I'll score will now be at 8 and 3/8 and at 10 inches. Okay, at 10 inches. Alright, so that'll be all for the scoring. So now this cardstock, I scored, use you see the score lines, there's the valley and there's the mountain. Okay, so I scored on the inside part. Now I will flip my cardstock. You can see the score lines bulging now. That's why I call it the mountain part. Now on that side that measures 1 inch, I'm going to remove two parts, as you can see in the video. The side that is 1 inch, I'm going to cut out these two measurements, including the score line. Okay, so I place my ruler on top of the score line so I can remove the score line with that piece, and then I'll move down and remove the other part, leaving just that 1 inch strip in the center. Okay, and I'm also removing this part with the score lines. Okay, so now that strip is what's going to hold our box together. Now on the 1 and 5/8 inch side, I will be removing the score lines. As you can see, I placed the ruler beside, on top of it first. Okay, and then cutting from below the score line that's on top, then I move my ruler a little bit and then cut again. So it looks as if I'm repeating the cutting on one spot, but no, the score line is very thin, so I'm just removing the score line. You will see the score line shortly. Okay, so that is the score line that I'm now removing. You can see it is very tiny. Okay, it's very tiny. So that is the score line that I have removed. Now that is the bottom part. Okay, now to now get the upper part, to know which part is going to be the back or the front, what I did is just to fold, but I didn't crease so much. Okay, I just fold and creased a little. I'm not using the bone folder to crease it. I'm just using my fingers to press it down, okay, to give it the shape that it's supposed to have. So I will now put that 1 inch strip inside. That's the one that will hold the box together, as I said, and then I will determine from there which part is the front or the back. That one that I held, that is the third one, that is the front part. So I will remove that one completely, including the score lines around it. Okay, so I am placing my ruler in a position where I'll be able to remove the score lines beside that particular piece that I'm removing completely. Okay, so, and then the bottom part, I will remove it as well. As I said, it is complete. You can see it's totally removed. So that indicates that that is the front part of the box. So now that other side is the back. Okay, so now I will just separate these that are still joined together by removing the score line that is holding them together, as you can see. Then move the ruler to the side. I first place ruler on top of the score line and then moved it to the side of the score line to remove the score line. You can see it's really tiny. Okay, you can see the space there. That is the space the score line was occupying. Okay, so now I will now remove these two top flaps from just two parts, two pieces. Okay, those are the flaps that will fold to cover the top of the box before covering it completely, as you can see after folding it. Okay, so now the next part is to round the corners. So I will be using my 123 punch board, envelope punch board by We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm using the corner rounding part of the tool to round all the uh, corners of the flap that I'll be folding. Okay, it's just to give it a neat look. You know, it's something that you can actually skip. It's not a must anyway, but I like my work to look very neat. You can see the pieces like tiny dots. Those are the pieces that I removed from the corner. So just trash that. Okay, all right. So now next part is to now fold. Okay, so I am folding the base. This is the base that I'm folding one after the other, lining it up to the score lines beside it. Okay, and then I forgot to fold the top part, but it's not an issue. So here now I'm applying my double-sided tape. Okay, so I'm applying I had some tiny pieces left over, so that's what I'm using first. Okay, so this is me applying my double-sided tape right beside the score line. Okay, so that when I fold the other part on it, it will be properly sealed. The edge will be properly sealed. Okay, so that is extra double-sided tape that I'm just cutting off. Okay, all right, so now you can see how I'm folding it over. Okay, so after folding that over, I've not glued it. It's just to determine where I want the front to be. That's of the base. I like my front to always have a neat look, not joining parts and all. So all the join will be either at the base, as in either beside or at the back. Okay, so now I'm applying my double-sided tape, as you can see. Applying my double-sided tape top and bottom on just three parts. There are four flaps, but I'll apply my double-sided tape on only three flaps, leaving one completely blank without double-sided tape. That's one, it will be the one that will be inside. Okay, that one is one that will be that will show if you look into the box. That empty one, the blank one, is one that you will see. Okay, so almost done applying that. Okay, so there, I'm done. All right, so next thing, I will take my bone folder and then crease, removing any bubble that may be trapped under the double-sided tape. Okay, and then peel. Okay, I just turn over to crease the other side as well, and then peel off the backing tape. And as you all know, I always use double-sided tape and UHU gum for my work because it gives my work a stronger um, finish, like a better finish, and makes my box stronger so it doesn't open easily. Okay, so I'll fold that, as you can see, and then fold the opposite side to meet it, lining every score line up to each other, and then I will crease. Now, like this um cardstock is very flat, so now I can now crease the score lines. When I first folded, I didn't use my bone folder to crease, so now I can now fold on all sides to be sure that everything is equal, and yes, they are equal, they're all flat. So I'm just creasing on all the four sides properly, okay, for them to have that sharp corner look. Okay, so that's just all I'm doing. and the final part, just crease that properly. Now,
Okay, so
next, I I have, sorry, I had a little issue. I've already glued the side together. Okay, so now I'm just determining which part is the base, which one is going in, and also all I'll do is to, I was supposed to remove the backing tape. Okay, but at this point I actually forgot which one was the inside part, so I just remembered now. And then, okay, so next I have folded that one in, and then removing the remaining backing tape, okay, from all the remaining three sides. And then I will bring my UHU gum. Okay, I bring my UHU gum and then apply on that center part where you see that there is no double-sided tape. Okay, just apply and then fold that over. The one that's the flap faced, I will then apply my UHU gum on that one, that's the opposite one, and then fold it over. Then the last one, the last flap for the base, and then fold it over. Okay, so now at this point I will now I can take something to put inside to uh, press down the inside parts, as you can see the way I'm doing it. Okay, just this is a longer bone folder that I have, so that's what I used to crease the inside properly so that the glue holds in very well. Okay, all right, so now it was at this point I realized that I did not fold those parts, so that's why I'm using my finger to now fold and crease. So that part I'll just crease it properly and put my pen and the refill ink. It's a fountain pen actually that I made the box for. Okay, so just put that in and close it, and there we are. We are good to go. So you see, it's not so difficult.